Yeah, 10.
That's the only ambiguous bit in the film.
Yeah.
With all the noises before it cuts back in.
Yeah.
In the shortened version, because there's none of the family scenes, it just sort of focuses on Vinny and the police. I put that like ambiguous sound right at the start of the film, which I think works really well. The shortened version might be on the DVD as well. I'm not sure. But Vinny's house is actually made up of 3 different houses, which is my house, Lily's house. I forgot where else. There was a little upstairs, but a lot of the teenage stuff was all shot on different days. This was shot on a different day to this day where Vinny actually runs out. He was just chasing away no one. That was a funny day.
And it looks like night, whereas in fact it was daylight, wasn't it, when you shot that?
Yeah. It was night time when we shot the teenagers though, because it's all grainy.
Oh,
but
right,
when we shot you, even this was shot midday.
Yes, that's right.
But you know what really sells it? It's not how it looks. It's the fact that there's such an eerie silence in this film.
Yes, that's nice. I like that.
And it just makes it feel so dead. And then this is a scene that I wrote after I wrote the film and started filming it.
It was based upon the music.
Yeah, well, no.
Or an idea from the composer.
I drew one picture of Vinny laying in some kind of white, heavenly place, holding a feather. And I didn't know how it would go into the film, but then I thought about obviously having his wife in it. It's actually my mum. We had to do a few takes of this stroking face, didn't we, Tony?
Yes,
it was weird.
Quite surprised to find myself in bed with your mum for half the day.
Yes.
This is quite interesting.
Yeah. She was in Education for Leisure and was desperate for another role. Wow. And I was like, I've got the perfect role for you. No talking. No, there was actually a line, but I cut it. She actually says the same thing that Cheryl says in a little bit, which is, you're a good man, Vinny, which kind of adds that whole supernatural edge. Just like, oh, that's weird she said that. But yeah, and then obviously you wake in a nice cliche film style, which I was desperate to use. Oh, and one of the other things is that throughout the film your shirts get lighter, to kind of show that you redeeming your sins, whatever they may be. And by the final scene you're wearing the whitest of white shirts.
But I actually don't think he's committed any...
Well, no, what it really is a reflection of how he feels, in that obviously he never was like a pervert, which people thought he was. I mean, I've shown just the park scenes to people and they've been like, oh my god, is he a pervert? What happens in the rest of the film? But really, you spend the first half of the film thinking, who is this man? Do we trust him? And then you spend the second half sympathising with him, which I think...
It's all about making snap judgments about people.
Exactly, and it tries to encourage the audience to make that judgment too, so that they can then take a step back.
I like this when the music kicks in and he throws away his whiskey, he doesn't drink anymore, and it's all light.
Mass redemption in 2 minutes.
And he's wearing a white shirt.
Yeah,